She held her hand since it was paining and opened her eyes just to find Jungkook was getting ready for the office. Why did you drink last night? I don't. I hate drinking, but maybe someone did a prank with me. She groaned and Jungkook took out the medicine from the box before passing to her. Take it, you'll feel better, and take rest if you want to. She gulped down the medicine with the water and shook her head. I can't. We have an important meeting with a client. If you are okay with it, then I don't mind. He wore his coat and Wine walked inside the washroom to get ready. I think she's unaware what she did last night. A naughty smile appeared on Jungkook's face, and taking his essentials, he went downstairs to have breakfast. Wine and Jungkook got married 6 months ago and progressing with their arranged relationship slowly. He was kinda cold, but she had a sweet nature, but they were adjusting with each other. He was having breakfast when Wine came downstairs wearing a small tight black skirt with a white shirt, and a long coat was hanging over her arm. Jungkook couldn't help but look at his wife from up to down and licked his lips, which didn't go unnoticed by Wine. You okay? Yeah. She hid her shy smile and said beside him, By the way, who brought me home last night? Of course me. Did I trouble you or did something stupid? You indeed troubled me. Wine hand halted and she looked at Jungkook with an apologetic look. I'm so sorry, Jungkook. It's fine. I liked it anyway. He muttered the last part and continued the breakfast. Later, both of them took their leave for the office, where they worked not as a husband-wife but two ambitious professionals. Wine rechecked her presentation and designs before going to the meeting room. She worked in Jeon Industries as a designer and established her name in the industry. Entering the meeting room, she shook hands with the famous client and sat beside Jungkook with a soft smile. She was kinda confused why Jungkook was giving her such looks since morning, but shrugged off. The lights turned off and the meeting started. Currently, another designer was showing her ideas when Wyan felt a rough touch over her exposed thigh and looked at Jungkook. What's wrong with him? Her body filled with goosebumps, heart was thumping really hard as they never shared such proximity. Her breath sucked as his palm was now going up and down and massaging her thigh. Jungkook? She whispered yell and held his hand before it went further. He finally looked at her with most innocent face and firmed his hold. Leave. Now it's your turn, Wyan. Finally, Jungkook grasp loosened and Wyan took a sigh of relief. She stood up at her place and explained the details, but a gasp escaped from her mouth. Mrs. Jeon, are you okay? He smiled, ignoring her secret glares, and kept caressing her leg with his feet gently that her breath was becoming abnormal. It was hard for her to concentrate when he was filling her stomach with whole zoo and completed her presentation. She sat back before she could push back the chair. Jungkook pulled it near him. He was taking the full advantage of the darkness. What's wrong? Her words cut by his gentle touch on her thigh once again, and Wyan held it immediately, but he intertwined his fingers with her. Mr. Lim, I'm sure you'll love the idea of my designers. There's no doubt they are one of the best. I'm not thinking twice about signing this contract. That's great. He was still holding her hand even though the lights got turned on and Wyan's red face was on display. Wyan, you okay? Yeah. She weakly smiled and took the contract file from the left hand. She gave a sharp look to Jungkook and he left her hand so she could sign the contract. Mr. Lim shook hands with Jungkook before going and saw the other employees, leaving Jungkook and Wyan alone. What was that, Jungkook? Romance wifey? You never did something like this before. Getting up from his head chair, Jungkook held Wyan's arms and stood her in front of him. Because I thought you were not ready for it, but now I know what you want. He smiled while pulling her closer and she rested her palm over his chest. What do you mean? Last night I saw the real side of my innocent wife. Wyan gulped down, avoiding the eye contact with him and bit her lower lip in nervousness. What exactly I did? Jungkook? Yes, I'm listening. He placed her on the bed carefully and after removing her heels, he sat beside her who was giving him sharp glares. Do you love me? She decreased the distance and surrounded her arms around him. Tell me yes or no. Yes, I do. I'm falling for you. Liar. No, I'm genuinely in love with you. Where? I can't see it from anywhere. What do you mean? He wanted to know what she wants and made her sit on his lap. You doesn't even show your love to me, Jeon. He placed her on the bed carefully and tucked her under the warm comforter before taking the cold shower. What? She wanted to hold her hair roughly but just snuggled her face into Jungkook's chest due to embarrassment. It's fine, wifey. I'm your husband. You shouldn't be embarrassed about anything. He kissed her back tenderly. Forget whatever I said. I was not in my right state of mind. Why would I? Because of this I got to know what my wife wants and I can treat her the way she wants. Holding her arms, he made her look at him and cupped her face in his palms. Wyan, I love you and you love me, so there is no point in hiding anything from each other, but we should be more open up. I already open up too much. Her face turned red once again and Jungkook chuckled. And I loved it. Her lashes rose but closed as Jungkook brushed his lips against her and they shared a passionate kiss. Jungkook was definitely getting obsessed with her lips now. From now on, I won't let you complain about me not showing my love towards you. He rested his hand on her and both of them had a smile on their faces with unwavering eye contact. I love you, Wyan. I love you too, Jungkook. They hugged each other, stepping into a new phase of their relationship.